Alright, so quick video here on an update on that $88 quad that I showed you a few months back. It was probably like 4 months ago or so. And I've obviously put it into a different frame here, and I've converted it to DJI with the Caddx Air unit and the Polar camera. This is like an old Eachine frame, which is I think now sold by TCMMRC. I'll link the frame in the video description, as well as the original video that had all these parts. Of course, the original $88 quad was analog. There's probably nowhere you're going to be able to buy a DJI 5-inch for $88. Pretty sure that this is still sold, but the components I've heard have been modified a little bit. I don't know the extent to what the differences are because they didn't send me any updated versions of this. I think the stack has gotten better in terms of the ESC. I think it's I think the ESC has gone up in size to like maybe 40 or 45 amps, whereas this is like 30, I believe. But the motor is a smaller motor. I think this one here is a 2306, and I think they went down to a 2206 for the currently shipping version. But you'll have to contact them at their AliExpress store and ask them specific details about what they're currently selling, because that inventory changes from time to time, and it depends on when you're watching my video. Whatever I tell you now might be different 2 days from now. So that's kind of the nature of the beast right now, especially in FPV parts. They're constantly scrounging around for wherever they can get stuff, really. But just wanted to, give you guys an update of what happened here. I just basically picked up this frame. I just swapped the parts over. I didn't do anything special here. I got some longer screws because the arms on this are thicker for the motors, and this is just some 3D printed part I think I picked up on Thingiverse for a session. I did make these little parts here for the HD camera, because this is for an analog camera here, and this HD camera is a little bit different size, just to get that camera in there. But I don't, this is obviously, you could probably go with pretty much any 5-inch frame and swap the parts over, because it's a 30 millimeter stack, standard 5-inch, 2306 motors, and then you just put your Vista in the back, camera in the front. Pretty standard stuff. Yeah, it flies fine, I didn't do any changes to the tune. It's a little bit heavier now because this frame that I swapped it into is a bit heavier, and in terms of the way it flies, pretty similar, as you can see here. Not a whole lot to report, but I know that some people were asking me what was going on with this one, because I did say I was going to keep it around and do a conversion at some point. This has actually been done for about, I don't know, 2.5 months now. I did it just before the holiday season, but I had so many videos in the queue for the holidays. This one get pushed back, unfortunately. As I said, I was going to start a second channel. I could, post stuff like that, like this, on a second channel. If you want stuff quicker, let me know if that's something that would interest you in the comments below. But really nothing fancy here to report. Flies fine. You could do, your normal freestyle tricks here. Cruising, obviously, no problem. I really haven't had any issues with this one. I don't really push it that hard. I don't do bando bashing with this one. I just fly it like I normally fly most of my other stuff, I don't really race or do like crazy bando tricks and stuff like that. So for the kind of flying I do, this is totally fine. And if you're looking for something budget, you could take that $88 analog quad, add your DJI system to it. Obviously the DJI system is like twice as much as the whole quad, but you can get digital that way. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.